5.1 अब खुद गायब, राइट। चलो एक छोटा सा रिवीजन करेंगे, नॉट रिवीजन, one small round of what you call discussion, and then we get into our problems and you see how your problems all become easy. Okay, so patak se very quickly let me draw those two curves once again. So let's say that I am drawing what is called, I'll try to draw the sine curve first, right? And you need not draw, you just see. We'll draw the sine curve so that we understand what we are doing, and I'll make my partitions in, so this is 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Fine. So let me write it. This is 0, 90, 180, 270 and 360. Okay, and what I do, I will copy this portion and I'll keep it here so that the cos curve can also be made, and I'll copy this so that the tan curve can also be made. But in tan, only in tan curve we will not use these lines. These are not required in tan curve. Okay, so quickly let us see the sine curve. So sine curve is, so let me write here, this is +1, this is +1, -1, +1, -1. ठीक है बच्चा? The sine curve goes like, the sine curve will go like this and will come like this. Fine. The cos curve always starts from here. So the cos curve will have a complete cycle here, then goes here, and it actually comes like this. This is the cos curve. This is the cos curve. Okay. And tan is always, tan at 0 will cross over. So we are not doing the crossover here. So let me do with a different color. So it makes sense. The tan curve will go like this. Here we will see the full curve, and out here we will see it. Okay. So let us write them. कुछ नहीं, आप just मजा लो इसका. This is y equal to sin x curve. This is y equal to tan x curve. This is y equal to cos x. Now you see how easy your all problems will become. And this is my ASTC quadrant. Okay, what did I write here? All, right? Sine, tan, cos. This was my Q1, quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Agreed? Now children, if you have little bit of what you call, if you can imagine, what is quadrant 1? Quadrant 1 measures from 0, all angles from 0 to 90 degree. Quadrant 2 measures from 90 to 180. This is measuring 180 to 270, and this is measuring 270 to 360. So can I not call this one as quadrant 1, 0 to 90? Agreed? So this is also quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, quadrant 4. देखो हाँ. And this also is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. अब मजेदार चीज देखो, एक एक ग्राफ लेंगे and everything will become दूध का दूध and पानी का पानी. Clear? Let's see. चलो, let's go here. Let's take the sine graph. Where all is sine positive? In first quadrant, all are positive. डू यू एग्री? जरा फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट देखो तो दिस फेलो इज अबव 0, ही इज पॉजिटिव. फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट ये भी पॉजिटिव है, फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट ये भी पॉजिटिव है. मजा आ रहा है अभी? इफ यू गो टू क्वाड्रेंट 2, साइन स्टिल रिमेन्स पॉजिटिव. क्वाड्रेंट 2 साइन स्टिल पॉजिटिव. कुछ तो डिफरेंस होना है ना स्कूल और हमारे बीच. अब क्वाड्रेंट 2 में देखो, क्वाड्रेंट 2 tan शुड बी नेगेटिव. देखो tan y एक्सिस के नीचे आ गया, tan is negative. Cos should also be negative. Cos is also negative. Quadrant 3 tan is positive. Quadrant 3 tan is positive. And quadrant 3 sin is negative. Sin is negative. And quadrant 3 cos is also negative. Quadrant 4 cos becomes positive. And rest all become negative. बोलो बच्चा, आप ट्रिगोनोमेट्री समझ में आ रहा है? क्लियर? लाइफ में कभी गलती नहीं होगा ना अभी. So once you know how the sine curve looks like, and in your book they will solve the question looking at curves. हमें कर्व देखने की जरूरत नहीं, हम ऐसे ही सॉल्व करेंगे. We'll solve it just like that. ठीक है? You have one book only, right? I do have the soft copy, but the question is that then I have to keep on toggling between the screens. No, not an issue. Let me open up here also, okay? So you have a laptop, then if you can manage it's better. Otherwise I'll be toggling between two screens. It will not help me, okay? Is this understood, bacha? Then you can make your diagram and you can understand what happens. Anyone who has not understood this diagram, how the curves are matching with our quadrant, and we will be solving all problems using this as base. इतना ग्राफ कोई याद नहीं रख सकता है, हमें ग्राफ की जरूरत नहीं है. अगर आप ये जानते हैं तो हम सब सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. And of course you remember what I told you. This is what? बाहुबली line. ये मत भूलिएगा. This is the बाहुबली line and this is the sleeping line, lazy line. Yes, standing line and lazy line. Bahubali line can transform function, sleeping line cannot transform function. So if somebody says to me, do not transform the function and give the answer, I should take my base on the sleeping line. If somebody wants me to transform, which is not in your course, but still will take, transform karke batao, which will be in 10.1b, then we will take the base on standing line. क्योंकि standing line तो transform करेगा ही करेगा. ठीक है? रेडी? आइए चलिए अब कुछ एग्जांपल्स करते हैं और सारे प्रॉब्लम्स देखेंगे. डोंट वरी, वन एंड ऑल विल सी एवरी क्वेश्चन. ओके, शैल आई मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड? अश्मिता ऑल ओके ना? कैन आई मूव ऑन?
यस.
अच्छा चलो, पहला क्वेश्चन. द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इट टेल्स मी, क्वेश्चन, if sine 35 is equal to 0.574, find another angle. So find one theta. Actually, it's basically asking me find a theta such that sine of that theta is also equal to 0.574. Okay, the question is something like that. Shinika, have you understood? Okay, don't look at the book now. Yahan dekhiye. So we have sine theta of sine of 35 is given to me. I need to get one more angle where it will again give me 0.574. Okay, अब आपका बुक इसको क्या करेगा? You will need the graph. They will say sine 35 is where? Sine 35 is somewhere here, right? Sine 35 means out here. So since this is symmetric, so they will say there is a point out here also. So यहाँ से यहाँ 35 है, तो आप 180 से 35 reduce कीजिए, वो point मिल जाएगा. The book will say like that. Since this point is here, this is 0 to 180 is what? Symmetric. But forget all those. वो सब जरूरत नहीं है. आप मजे से, हमें ग्राफ ड्रॉ करने की जरूरत है, हमें जस्ट ये वैल्यू चाहिए. Okay, they have asked you get me a sine theta which is 0.574. What is the final value, positive or negative? Positive. मन में quadrant बना लीजिए. Sine is positive in which quadrant? Sine is positive in first quadrant and sine is positive in second quadrant. 35 degrees, since they have already mentioned to you. What have they mentioned? Look here, लिखना बाद में, पर मजा करो. 35 degree they have already mentioned. 35 तो lies in first quadrant. तो इन्होंने आपको ये वाला quadrant तो दे दिया. That means the answer they are looking for you must lie in this quadrant. And the function should not change. It should be a sine. Okay, have you understood? See, sine, what have they asked you? Find a theta whose sine theta is 0.574. Take out everything from your mind and pay upfront attention. I need to get a sine theta which is 0.574. I already know that sine 35 is 0.574. So the final outcome, this is a sine function. What a function? So first thing you look is, first you ask yourself, what is the function? You say the function is a sine function. The second you ask is, what is the sign of the final value? You say the sign of the final value is positive. And this will give you the question is that you ask, in which all quadrant is sign positive? You say that sign is positive on quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Matlab there are only two angles in one chakkar. One chakkar is 360 degree, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Q3 and Q4 sign is negative. No questions asked. Sign is negative. So let's not concentrate on that. So there are only 2 points, out of which they have already given you 35. 35 lies between 0 to 90. So the given question, okay, let me see. So 1 minute, huh? So the given question of 35 degree already lies on Q1. That means the theta that I am trying to look out must be in Q2. And it should be a sine. So it should be a sine. The function is not changing. So if the function does not change, which line should I take as my base? Slipping line. Slipping line to be taken as base. But imagine you should be in quadrant 2. So 180 plus karenge to will go here. 180 minus karenge. So can I write sine of 180 minus whatever value they gave me, 35 degree. You forget about the question. Just tell me by transformation. On 180 you are trying to transform. Will the function transform? On 180 you are trying to transform. Will the function transform? No. So the function remains as what? Sine. What is the angle? 35. And what is the sign? The sign is based on the quadrant. Parent function lies on second quadrant. So the sign remains as positive. That means a sine 35 is equal to a sine of 180 minus 35. Just tell me now what is 180 minus 35? 180 minus 30 is how much? This was given to you. This is your theta. Isn't it easy? Anyone who has not understood, एक बार फिर repeat करेंगे. लेकिन सुनो मजेदार चीज क्या है, अभी आपको ये दे दिया ना, अगले क्वेश्चन में they will tighten your feet. They will say give me that theta, but that theta should lie between ta. आपको freeze कर देगा वो. Otherwise you just see this slide. Don't you think 35 is here? This point is same as this point. This point will again appear here, will appear here, will appear here. So there are many angles at which sine 35 is equal to. So you're getting a 35, but remember, in one cycle, you just get 2 points of positive sign. You cannot get 3 points because sine is positive only on 2 quadrants. यहाँ से 35 हुआ, तो यहाँ से 35 back करके आया, तो 145. And so 145 should be somewhere here. The next one will be where you tell me 360 plus 35. And the next one will be after 360, you get what? Another 90, another 180 you will get. 360 plus 180 will be here, minus 35. The next one we will get is 720 plus 35. अब मजा आ रहा है? Every crest you will get 2 such points. But you were asked to solve only in one cycle. That's why we have solved it only under one cycle. तो कैसे करने का? एक बार फिर से, sine of 35 is given to me as 0.574. I am asked to find a theta such that sine of that theta is also 0.574. सबसे पहले मैं फंक्शन को देखता हूं. सबसे पहले फंक्शन को देखिए. फंक्शन इज साइन. उसके बाद आप साइन को देखिए. साइन इज पॉजिटिव. ओके, you look for the plus or minus value. The value is positive. This makes you decide which quadrant you are lying based on the function. Had it been tan, then we would be searching in quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. Had it been cos, we would be searching in quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. You learnt it. Since this is sine, we will search only in quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. So quadrant 2 में गए. अब quadrant 2 में जाने के बाद we say that we have to remain in quadrant 2 and our function can't change. So we pick up the sleeping line. Now we have the option to either add up or go down. Sorry, either add up or reduce. If we add up, we go to quadrant 3. Not allowed. So we reduce. Sine of 180 minus theta. And this thing will help you like anything in 10.1b. आपके सारे colleagues उसमें struggle करेंगे, आप ऐसे solve करोगे. Okay, let's take the next question. Ready, Gacha? Anyone who has not understood? Okay. Chale. My hands are itching. My next question is solve. They're asking me calculators on, children. Question number 2. Solve. Cos of x is equal to 0.8. Cos of x is 0.8. And you give me the answers in the interval x such that x should be greater than equal to 0 degree and less than equal to 360 degree. In mota, they are asking me to answer what, Kirtan? They are asking me to answer in one cycle between 0 to 360. Okay. So how to find solve for x? Tell me x should be equal to cos inverse 0.8. What is the value? In two significant figures, just tell me. 37 roughly. Okay. We are doing it in 37. We are rounding it to 2 sig fig. In 2 sig fig, we say that it is 37. Do all of you agree with me? 37, bacha? Okay? Now, cos function. Straight away again come here. Question yourself. What is the function? What is the function? Cos. A cos function. And what is the sign that you have got? Finally, what is the value? Positive. A cos will be positive on quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. Quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. Do you agree? Okay. Now look at the board. What is the degree that Kirtan found out? 37. 37 already lies in quadrant 1. Means the theta that I am additionally looking for should lie on quadrant 4. In order to be on quadrant 4, now I have a choice. I can pick up the sleeping line and reduce something, or I can pick up the standing line and add something. However, if I pick up the standing line with cos and I add, my function transforms to sine, which is not allowed. So I should remain on the sleeping line, right? So on the sleeping line, I can write now like this. What is my function? My function is cos. Can I write like this? 360 minus some theta should be equal to, let us just use a formula, standard formula. So if you have not forgotten, cos 360 minus theta. It's a sleeping line. Function transforms? No. So function remains cos. Angle remains theta. And what is the sign? Sir, you are on 4th quadrant. So 4th quadrant cos is positive. So this is positive. This makes me feel very happy. And it tells me, koi nahi bacha. All we will do is cos 360 minus R37, which is equal to cos 37. And what is this value equal to? 323. So my theta, the other measurement is 323. So what are the two angles? The two angles are x is equal to kya rahega? 37 degree and 323 degree. Okay, 323 degree, and both belong to the open interval 0 360 degree, because both sides are included. Satisfied? मजा आया? अश्मिता मैडम समझ में आया? इजी लग रहा है कि नहीं? अभी धीरे धीरे अभी हम एक्सरसाइज की प्रॉब्लम, हमें कोई ग्राफ देखने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, हम सिर्फ ये देखेंगे, क्वाड्रेंट देखेंगे, सब आंसर. See that 1 day's class investment is required. That day we meet the batter. The more consistent, the more consistent the batter is, the better will be the cake. And today we'll bake the cake. Hey, where is Ahiri gone? Earthquake हो गया क्या? She's disappeared. Oh. चले अगला question. Oh, she's here. I don't know. Birds of the same feather flock together. Both Ahiri and Nidhi are having half face on the screen and half face outside. What a coincidence. Oh, some parallel chatting must be going on, on the other side. Makes sense. Chale, next wala. Hey, Dhruv, हुआ कि नहीं? You, tortoise, quick. My hands are itching. And you online kiddos, कुछ खाना है खाते रहो. आज 10 मिनट ज्यादा पढ़ाऊंगा, पहले ही बोल दिया. I've been waiting when you all will come. My guinea pigs. And next 2 classes, you all will complete all these things. I think the sine chapter is very easy. Sine and cos वाला formula, उसमें तो कुछ नहीं है. वो तो जब formula चेपो. Ahiri is happily doing that exercise. Sin A by sin A, B by sin B, and cos. That is a very easy exercise. So we will stop maths and we'll take up chemistry, physics in next week so that you all can finish it. Hey, हुआ कि नहीं? I'm waiting for you. Tomorrow, if we finish 10.1 here, are you comfortable with 10.2 and 3? The sine and the other. But I'll tomorrow deliberately, if required, tomorrow also we'll do a math class so that we finish this and then we can study. The trigonometry हो जाता है फिर. अरे I'm
10.3 are more or less just about the formula.
So we'll tomorrow I'll make Ahiri the host. She will take the class. Yes, yes. और नहीं तो क्या? चलो. मैं चला. और नहीं. ध्रुव, अब चलते हैं. Next, 1 plus 4 tan x equal to 0. Okay, let's see this example. It says, this is 1 plus 4 tan x is equal to 0. ठीक है ना बच्चा? So what do we write? 4 tan x should be equal to -1. Okay, I did not ask you. They're asking me we need to solve for x, and again it should be between 0 to 360 degrees. So the x that you get बच्चा should be between 0 degree to 360 degree. ठीक है? Clear? अभी हमें इसे solve करना है, तो -1 हो गया. So tan x is equal to how much? -1 upon 4. So x is equal to, yes, tan inverse how much? -1 by 4. 2 sig figs में आंसर दीजिए मुझे. How much? -14 degree. But Mr. Kirtan, you cannot write this answer because they have asked you that your answer should lie here. Right? So we again go back to a quadrant. Yeah, man, I like that. So we'll make a quadrant out here. Right? And what is the function that we are looking for? Now, parent function is tan. Tan. No, transform nahi karenge. Tan is a function, okay? So tan, and the function is what? Negative. Final answer is negative. I think tan will be negative out here and out here because all are positive here and tan is positive here. So our answer should be in Q2 and Q4. Kirtan has calculated -14 degree. So he has basically got the answer of Q4. You now need to be where? Q2. So Q2 में रहना है. So what we will do? We will use what? We will use our, yes. -14 मतलब कैसा है एंगल? माइनस एंगल हमेशा ऐसा रहता है ना बेटा? Up. Which one? Okay. Oh, very well. Oh, start. This is my start. I start my angle. Positive. किधर जा रहा है? Anti-clockwise. 0 degree. 90. Okay. Clockwise जाएंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा? -90. You need how much? -14. तो यहाँ कहाँ जाएंगे? क्या ये में नहीं रहेंगे? समझ में आया? समझ में आया? चले? So I need to get now my next value lies here. The answer that we are hunting is lying here. Because this value will be somewhere between 90 and 180, which just fall here. Shall we? The value that we get here, don't worry about the minus, worry about the angle. At the end of the day, you're supposed to get x. X is an angle, x is not a value. Look at the question, na? X is an angle. So we need to get an angle which is between 0 to 360. And if you do tan of that angle, so basically our hunt is to get a theta such that if you do tan of theta, you should get -1/4, and the theta should lie between 360 degree and 0 degree. Does that make sense to you now? Right? And I know that that theta lies in second quadrant. Right? Now how to go to second quadrant? Now Ashmita will say that's why in our book everything is with 180. To go to second quadrant, I will take again the sleeping line as my base. Do you agree? So tan of 100, how much? 80 degree minus 14 degree, right? Should be equal to? Should be equal to, now this one will give me how much? Now this is the catch out here. Let's see who can solve it. I have not written correct. If I do tan of 180 minus 14, if I do tan of 180 minus 14, what is the value you are getting? Look at this from the last class that we did. It is 180. So 180 means the function doesn't transform. It remains as tan. The 14 degree comes out here. Agreed? Right? 180 minus 14 means you are on Q2. In Q2 only sign is allowed to be positive. Your parent function is tan. So this is negative of tan 14 degree. And tan as a function, you just remember, tan of minus 14 is same as negative tan 14. This we learned in last class. Do you agree? बस हो गया फिर. इसको हिसाब करो कितना आता है? How much is this? 180 minus 14? 166. That means tan 166 is such a value that it will give me a result which is equal to negative of tan 14. That means it should give me -1/4. So the theta that I was looking for is nothing but 166. Does 166 lie on Q2? Yes. Does 166 fit in this band? Yes. And is tan of 166 minus 1/4 or not? Just see. Tan of 166. 0.25 आना चाहिए. Negative 0.25 is negative 0.25. And let's see this. This is negative 0.25. So shall we say what is our theta equal to? Practice से आ जाएगा बच्चा. 166 degree. और problems करेंगे अभी exercise से. एक बार फिर से definition हो जाए. समझा दो इसको एक बार फिर से. We started with the problem of 1 plus 4 tan x is equal to 0. Our job is to calculate the value of x, with which you get very happy. इसमें क्या है? मैं इनवर्स दबा दूंगा, मुझे x आ जाएगा. लेकिन उन्होंने आपको पकड़ लिया है कि एरा गैरा x मत बोलो हमारे सामने. Tell me that x which lies here. So our friend Kirtan went very fast. He calculated all these things, but our friend Kirtan landed up on -14 degree. And -14 doesn't fit this band. So he needs to be the fairy of Cinderella. Turn the pumpkin into carriage and the mice into horses. So he starts thinking that I need to get a value of tan which is negative. Tan is negative on Q2 and Q4. He got -14, which is nothing but Q4. So the angle that he is looking for must be lying on Q2. These are the two quadrants only where tan is negative. Because what question we have solved, tan of -14 degree is -1/4, my dear. We have this is the value. This is a negative value. Oh, So he needs a negative value, and the negative value lies only in these two quadrants. If you have a little bit of doubt, and go back to your previous episode, and let's see where this 10 is negative. 10 is negative on Q2 and Q4. Kirtan has got the value here. Now, only other value possible from 0 to 360 is here. These will give me positive values. Any concept clear? Got it? Let's go ahead. So, the next value lies on Q2. Now, in order to be in Q2, Kirtan has the choice to either add from a standing line, but that will transform his function. He wants to remain a stand. He's very adamant about it. So he starts from here. And if he adds, he goes here. Again, he will be positive, not allowed. He wants to be negative. So he will reduce from here and go. Got it? What negative quadrant? I'm adding, that's what I'm saying. Tan of 180 minus 14. 14 degree, he got negative 14, right? You forget negative 14. Just add tan of 180 minus 14. What is the, ye ladka ka na, 180 minus 14. Can I not read this like this? Yeah. I'm adding only. Agreed now? But don't think of adding because you have to come to this quadrant. वैसा मत सोचो. वैसे सोचोगे तो तुम्हारा सोच गलत है. So tan of 180 minus 14. Let's transform this function. It's on 180, so the function remains as tan. 14 comes here. And since you are going on Q2, 180 minus 14 means Q2. Parent function tan. Tan is not allowed to be positive out here. So the function becomes minus tan 14. And minus tan 14 is same as tan minus 14. Recall our day before yesterday's class. All the 5 functions, sine, tan, cosec, sec, cot. Everyone is an even function except cos. Cos of minus gives you a plus. Otherwise, sine of minus theta, minus sine theta. Tan of minus theta, minus theta. Your book also has those to be memorized. But you need not memorize. I had shown you how to make it. So, tan of this. So now I solve this part is how much? 166. Does 166, so you also saw by your calculator that tan of 166 is minus 1.4. Value was satisfied. Does 166 lie in this band? In this band? So minus tan of 166. No, why minus tan? Dhruv, you need to fetch me an angle. Forget about minus. Fetch me the angle such that tan of that angle is minus 1/4. कैसे बताऊं इस लड़के को? ये वाला स्टेटमेंट देखो. No, not like that. Tan of x is equal to negative 1/4. What is x? X is a variable. It will have two values. One value our friend has said minus 14 degree. I am saying the other value is 166. You press tan minus 14. Because if you now put a common sense, if you would have pressed tan 14, you are working in which quadrant? Tan 14 means which quadrant? Q1. Q1 everyone is positive. But you want to get a negative output. So tan 14 तो हो ही नहीं सकता है. माइनस करने से Q4 चले गए तो नेगेटिव हो गया. And tan 166. 166 is quadrant number 2. Interesting? Shall we take up some more problems now? Okay, मैं आपके दर्द वाले प्रॉब्लम करूंगा. चलो, let's do problems from question number 13. Ashmita will love this. From question number 13 onwards. 13 के कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स मैं करूंगा, कुछ you dictate me. Okay, चले. Question number 13 onwards. Kirtan ready? All of you ready? Gauli ready? Striker ready? So let's solve the first one. Kirtan will take the. No, we'll take a deadly one. We'll do question number 14, last one. Question number 14H. Yes, Kirtan, narrate me. Question number 14H. इससे tough तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता है ना? Yeah, tell me. Tan x minus 45 is equal to 1. Bandwidth? 0 degrees. X should be between 360. And what have they asked us? Question is find. Look at the header question. Solve the following. So that means we need to solve for x. And the x that we will be puking out and presenting, that should be, no, not positive, negative. That should be in this, you forget that positive, negative. That x should be in this bandwidth, that's all. So let's start solving this equation. How do we solve this equation? We say that x minus 45 should be equal to tan inverse 1. And tan inverse 1 is nothing but 45. Tan 45 is 1. Either they. So this is tan inverse 1 means this should come 45. I hope you know this. Right? So what is the value of x? Hey, 90 degree. The value of x is 90 degree. Is x lying 90 degree lying out here? Lying out here. So now wait, we're not yet done. Always remember, a function will be coming positive in two different quadrants. तुमको कोई संदेह है क्या? तुम ऐसे ये बनाया, tan function दो बार positive आएगा. Right now we got the value of how much? X as 45. Hang on, don't go ahead. So if you put x here as 45, so you basically solve what? Tan 0. Don't take 45, huh? You have solved tan 0. Right? Tan 0 is a positive quantity because it is lying on first quadrant. There should be one more value where tan is positive. Ready? Goalie ready? Striker ready? So, and that should be in which quadrant? Very good. So that should be in third quadrant. Very good. So we are looking for a tan function. The tan function is positive here and the tan function is positive here. That is Q1 and Q3. So we should get a value of the angle in such a manner that that angle should be, it's not for, now don't play with 45, 90. 90 minus 45. Okay, we got the value of x is how much? 90. 90 minus 45 is how much? 45. So 45 is what is the value out here. So दूसरा वाला question कैसे आएगा? We now need to get a value where on quadrant Q3. Q3 में आने के लिए which one should we take as our base? Sleeping, because anytime you take standing, the function will get transformed. We don't want transformation. So we will take tan of how much? 180 plus what? X minus 45. Originally it was x minus 45, na? And what is our x minus 45 equal to? 45. Can I write this? Always the angle, but the angle with the value of 90 embedded in it. So basically it's 45. Now Kirtan, tell me, 180 plus 45 means you are on sleeping line. Does your function transform? No. So it remains as tan. The angle remains as 45 degree. And tell me, what about the sign? It's quadrant 3. Parent function is tan. So the sign is positive. The other value of theta. So x can take values of how much? 90. No. Yeah, sorry, 225. Exactly correct. You're very correct. X can take values of 90 degree and x can take value of how much? Excellent, Shrenika. 225. Calculator mark के देख लो बेटा. So 225. But that is not the value. 225.
So can you explain why I put 45 degrees again and 180 plus 45?
Just 1 minute. I'll explain again. Just calculate. We took x. Our x value was how much? 90. Right? We're solving for x. 90. And if you take 225, there's a catch out here. अगर आप 225 ले लेंगे, 225 tan of 225 मारिए कितना आ रहा है? It's 1, right? Tan of 225 and x, okay. But if you take 225 minus 45, if you take, you have to answer for x. Be very careful. 0 हो जाएगा. What are you getting? Tan of 180. You have to, See, the difference between this problem and other problem is, in other problems you have to just say for theta. This time theta is given as, so x minus 45 is 225. Did you understand? X minus 45 is equal to 225. That means the value of x is, x का value कितना हो गया? 225 plus 45. How much is it? 270. Exactly, still on. So we will say one value of x. These are the values of x, beta. Huh? Ashmita, I'll come back to you. Don't worry. These are the values of x. However, if you write your theta as x minus 45, then the angles you got are 90 minus 45, which is 45, and another theta 1 and theta 2 is 225 minus 45, which is how much? Sorry, 270 minus 45. 270 minus 45, which is equal to 225. This thing, did you understand? Ashmita, don't worry, I'll explain everything. This thing, did you understand, Kirtan? These are the thetas, but you need to solve for x. Chalo, Ashmita, one round, एक साथ. Tan of x minus, बेटा इस बार जो ये चीज है ना, ये वाला जो चीज है, this entire thing is your angle measure. यही है theta.
Yes.
Tan of x minus 45 equal to 1. So x minus 45 should be tan inverse 1.
Yes.
That means x minus 45 is 45. That means x is equal to 90.
Yes.
X is equal to 90. Have you understood? Very good. Hold it. So that is one value of x, which is lying in this bandwidth. No issues. But we always know that there should be another positive value of tan, because in one quadrant tan will become positive twice. When does tan become positive? Sir, tan becomes positive in quadrant 1 and tan becomes positive in quadrant 3. Is it correct? You got the value of x as how much? 90. If you use the value of x as 90 out here, then what is your theta? Your theta is 45 degree. Your theta is 45 degree, which is lying in quadrant number 1. So in fact, in the second question, we could have straight away gone with 45. So we took that 45 degree and we said that in order to come to quadrant 3, we should become tan 180 plus 45. Tan 180 plus 45. Now you understood why I got that 45.
Yeah.
Angle तो 45 है ना बेटू?
Yeah.
ये जो angle है वही ये है. Angle तो 45 है. Now आप यूज कीजिए, आप स्लीपिंग लाइन पे काम कर रहे हो तो आपका फंक्शन ट्रांसफॉर्म होगा नहीं होगा? Agreed? Okay, tan remains tan, 45 remains 45. क्योंकि आप quadrant 3 में आ गए 180, so the parent function is positive, this is also positive. And now we find out, then Srinika told me that yes sir, tan of 225 also gives a value which is equal to tan of 45. We both were happy. Now please understand, 225 what you have solved is the angle, is the theta. 225 is the theta. But the question is asking us to find out the x. तो पहला बार आपको थीटा x कितना मिला था? पहला बार आपको 90 मिला था, तो थीटा की वैल्यू है 45. This need not be reported. This has to be reported. This has to be reported. They have asked us to report for x.
Yes.
Next time we are putting x as the value of how much? 270. Why did we put 270? Because we know theta is 225. So if you transform this side, then it becomes 270. ये समझ में आया? थीटा आपका कैसा आया? 200 and कितना निकाला आपने? 225 निकाला ना? Sorry. So you found out 225. 225 is equal to x minus 45. अब देखो 225 plus 45 is equal to x. दोनों को जोड़ेंगे तो कितना आएगा? 270. So this is the value of x बच्चा. इसलिए x तो हमारे ये दोनों वैल्यूज जो है, ये दोनों वैल्यू इस बैंडविड्थ के अंदर आ रहे हैं. We are correct. Okay. So एक आप कोशिश करेंगे. I will, now you are on primary, I will be on shadow. चलिए. So you are on primary, I am on shadow. Let's try to solve G. 14 का G solve करते हैं. Sin of x plus 30. तो जी पार्ट साइन x प्लस 30 कितना है बेटा 1/√2। अब जरा दिमाग लगा, x प्लस 30 1/√2, what is sine 1, what angle sine 45 is 1/√2, x should be 15, okay, but still we will solve it. So how to solve it? X plus 30 degree is equal to sine inverse 1/√2, which gives me how much 45 degrees. Therefore x should be equal to 45 degree minus 30 degree 15 degree. सब लोग यहां तक करके आ जाओ, तो हो गया कि नहीं? कोडिंग जी सुनिएगा टिल हियर, ओके, नो डाउट, ओके। हमको आंसर किसमें देना है बेटो? 0 डिग्री ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू x ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू और लेस देन इक्वल टू 360, इस बैंडविड्थ में फिट करना है। दिस इज फिटिंग इन दिस बैंडविड्थ, here x is fitting in this bandwidth, right? So again, if you try to look at the theta, now, so how much should be your theta? You basically solved sine 45 is equal to 1/√2. This is what you have solved. Did you understand why it became 45? Because it is x plus 30, you solved x as 15, so sine 45. ठीक है, sine 45 कहां लाई करता है बेटा? Q1, और Q1 में तो सभी पॉजिटिव है, आपको एक और पॉजिटिव वैल्यू ऑफ साइन चाहिए, और वो कहां रहेगा? Q2 में रहेगा। वेरी गुड। हाँ, तो Q2 जाने के लिए हम क्या करेंगे? We will use our बाहुबली line of 180 degree. So we will use sine 180 degree minus वही 45 को यूज करेंगे, the same 45 we will use. So how much do you get? On 180 function does not transform, so it becomes sine 45 and remains as positive. So if we solve this, Shrenika, how much is this sine of 135 degrees? That means this time you solved x plus 30 equal to 135 degrees. So your x should be equal to 135 minus 30, which is kitna? 105. So the value of x are one value is how much? 15, and one value is 105. अश्मिता, ये क्लियर हुआ ये क्यों किया मैंने? अंडरस्टूड ना? दिस इज वन एडिशनल मसाजिंग दैट यू आर डूइंग ओनली फॉर दीज टू प्रॉब्लम्स। बाकी में ये करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज बाकी में दिस पोर्शन डज नॉट कम विद कचरा, दिस कम्स नीट एंड क्लीन. So children, the other type of problems right now I am not doing, considering time, because they are of the same time. We'll come back to it. Please expect a 10-minute delay in your flight arrival today. You can text your homes, okay? So others I am not doing. I'm just moving to exercise 10.1b. I'm going at 10.1b for the time being, okay? Chalo. And 10.1b will be more helpful. I'll again get you the PDF of this. Last time I uploaded the PDF. Did you see? क्लास नोट्स का पीडीएफ दे दिया था. Usually I don't want to give it because people tend to become lazy in the class and not write, but I did do that. Okay, so now our next one is all about finding exact values. What beta? Finding exact values. कोई टेंशन नहीं है, हम करेंगे, आजा. ठीक है? Find exact values, and you will not be allowed a calculator in this. That means whatever is the question, it will hover between 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. You don't know anything more than that. So it has to hover around that, okay? So let's pick up one question. Our question is sine of 150 degree. Ab dekho, now how fast you will do problem. Sine 150 degree. Do I know 150 degree? Have I learned it? No. Question arises, what do I do? So I use some jugglery and I say 150 can be written as 180 minus 30. Try to get something out here, plus minus, and this something that you try to get, this something should always be something that is known to you by the value. होगा ही होगा, सारे क्वेश्चन वैसे ही होंगे. इतना मजा मैं क्यों कर रहा हूं पता है? मैं फर्स्ट टाइम पढ़ा के मजा आ रहा है आप लोगों को. इससे पहले सब ऐसा चिन्नू मुन्नू टॉपिक था, मजा नहीं आता था. चलो हम इसे ट्रांसफॉर्म करो. कीर्तन 180 स्लीपिंग लाइन, फंक्शन रिमेन्स द सेम, वैल्यू बिकम्स 30, Sine 180 means which quadrant you are? You will be going in quadrant Q2. 180 minus, you are going in Q2. In Q2, sine is positive, parent function is positive. So this function is also positive. This means this is equal to value of sine 30, which is half. Problem solved. यही तो दर्द हो रहा था ना स्कूल में अश्मिता मैम. चलिए एक और करते हैं. 225. Let's do one more. Tan of 225 डिग्री. अच्छा 225 है ना. सोचो सोचो बच्चा. 225. अब आप सोचोगे सर आप जो ये नोन वाले को इतना जल्दी ले आते हो, आप इसको कैसे लाते हो? For that remember 90, 180, and this is what? 270. This is what? 360 and 0. What is it? 225. Where should it lie? Q3. So I can go by 180 plus or 270 minus. Okay. 180 plus what should be 225? Calculator maro. 225 minus 180. 45. This fellow is saying me 45. We'll do it in both process. So tan of 180 plus 45. Okay, Kirtan. Tan on 180 remains as tan. 45 remains as 45. And this is parent function, quadrant 3. Quadrant 3. Tan is positive. Tan is positive. Therefore, we retain positive. Therefore, it is positive 1. But Srinika disagrees with us. Srinika says, I don't agree with you. Srinika tries to write it as tan of, beta bol, 270 से कितना निकालेंगे? 45? ठीक है. 270 minus 45. Srinika doesn't agree with us. Now she is working on Bahubali line. Be very careful. That means she gets transformed. So she becomes cot. And this is 45. She still remains 270 minus 45. She's on Q3. She's still on Q3. Parent function is tan. And tan is allowed to be positive. So this is positive. And what is cot of 45? Which is also equal to 1. Anyway, you can solve the problem. As long as your concept is clear, there is nothing to fear. And she can say, bring the question paper near. I am ready for it, dear. But you people, you will not do that. चलिए एक और क्वेश्चन. और क्या करें? Cos 330 डिग्री. चलो एक और cos 330 डिग्री. Oh, you want to write it? Sorry. Can I go ahead? Cos 330. Cos 330. Cos 330. Cos 330. Cos 330. Cos of 330 degree. Okay. Once again, look at it. 330 means कहां पे हो आप? Q4 में हो. तो आपके पास दो रास्ते हैं. Either you make it 360 minus or you make it 270 plus. Right? Kirtan will go by 360 minus. Agreed? Our wish. So we write this is equal to cos of 360 minus what? 30 degree. Right? We are on 360. Sleeping line. Function doesn't change. Function doesn't change. 30 remains 30. And we are on fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant mein cos is allowed to be positive. My parent function. Don't look here. Look to the parent function. My parent function is cos. So I still remain positive. So it is root 3 by 2 is the answer.
Cos won't like become negative.
Cos won't become negative माने?
Cos negative something.
करते हैं ना. तुम्हारा डाउट क्लियर करते हैं. टेंशन मत ले. टेंशन मत ले. टेंशन मत ले. तेरे डाउट अभी क्लियर करते हैं. आपको किस में रहना है? Q4 में. चलो. ध्रुव does not agree with us. ध्रुव कहता है सर यहां तो एक 0 डिग्री भी है ना. है ना. 360 से 30 डाउन किया तो सेम है ना कि 0 से 30 डाउन किया. बात तो सेम है. तुम्हारे लिए कर रहा हूं. ओनली फॉर यू. हाँ. तो ध्रुव कहता है कि cos ऑफ 330 डिग्री. श्रेणिका देखो 330 कहां पे रहेगा? कुछ यहां पे है 330. 330 आपने कैसे मेजर किया? ऐसे मेजर किया. लेकिन अपना ध्रुव उल्टा है. वो कहता है मैं ऐसे आऊंगा. आओ ना. कौन मना किया? तो ही कम्स एज cos ऑफ 0 minus 30 degree. Do you agree or not? ठीक है. 0 is a sleeping line. 30 remains as 30. You are on fourth quadrant. Parent function is cos. So you still remain positive, which is equal to root 3 by 2. And if you want to do it like this, cos of negative 30, which is actually hovering in your head, मैं जानबूझ के नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, cos of minus theta is always cos theta, means it is cos of 30, means it is root 3 by 2. Whatever way you do, your answer will come correct. As long as you are up. Kirtan, did you understand this? Cos of 0 minus 30 is cos minus 30. But cos is such a fun. Cos, हमेशा याद रखो ट्रिग्नोमेट्री में, what my sir used to say, cos बहुत बदमाश है, सबको गड़बड़ करता है. Cos of minus theta, it will become cos theta. ठीक है, आगे चले, एक दो और कर ले. चलो भैया, करते हैं एक दो और. अच्छा चलो ये वाला एंगल करते हैं. गजब प्रॉब्लम, ये प्रॉब्लम कर दिया तो सब हो गया. tan ऑफ negative 135 डिग्री. ओए होए होए होए, गजब प्रॉब्लम. tan of negative 135, दिस इज बेसिकली प्रॉब्लम नंबर 19. देखो होश उड़ गए तुम लोगों के, लेकिन हमें बेसिक से जाना है. नेगेटिव 135, 0, नेगेटिव 10, 20, 30, 40, नेगेटिव 90. नेगेटिव 135 मतलब कहां पे हो? Q3. So this should be a positive value. ऐसी मार के देखना कैलकुलेटर में, tan of negative 135. ऐसी मार के देख तो कितना पॉजिटिव आया कि नहीं वो बोलो. आया ना? तो tan of negative 135. अब negative 135 मतलब आप कहां पे हो? You are here. So this is 90 and then you are going here, right? So can I write it as tan of, right? यहां से कितना जा रहे हो? और you have to get negative 135. So how do you get negative 135? Negative 135 such that you have a 180. This side should be positive. This side should be positive. करो ना, 270 मार लो. 270 minus 135 मारो ना. How much? 270 minus, हाँ, तो can I write it as 270 minus 1, but you need to get minus, so can I write this like this, which you are not using your funda? Is this not same as negative tan 135? Yeah, tan is an even function now. Tan of minus theta is minus tan theta. Did we not learn that? Tan of minus theta is minus tan theta. बस अब और करना ही क्या है, माइनस रखो. अब tan 135 को कैसे लिख सकते हैं? 180 minus 45. अब और क्वाड्रेंट देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो नेगेटिव, इट विल बिकम हाउ मच? tan 45. Wait, now wait, Kirtan, very interesting. Don't look at this minus for the time being. Don't look at this minus. I want you to focus only here. I want you to focus only on this part of the problem. Tan of 180, is 180 a sleeping line? Yes, so the function remains as tan. 45 comes as 45. 180 minus 45 means which quadrant? Second quadrant. In second quadrant, tan is negative, so I put my negative, and this closes the box, and there is one inbuilt negative outside, so the thing becomes plus tan 45, which is equal to 1. Otherwise my answer would have become negative 1. ठीक है, समझ में नहीं आया? कोई बात नहीं. अच्छा देखो, ये देखो, tan of minus 135 को मैं minus tan 35 लिख सकता हूं. ये अलाउड है ना? ओ भाई साहब, इसको ऐसे रख लो आप, ये उधर बाहर रखो, इस -1 को बाहर रख दो. अंदर का काम करते हैं. इसको लिख सकते हैं tan of 180 minus 45 लिख सकते हैं. ठीक है, tan of 180 minus 45. 180 means the tan function remains as tan, the 45 remains as 45. Where did you go? 180 minus 45, second quadrant. Second quadrant only sign is positive. All sine, tan, cos, all sine. This is tan. Parent function is tan. So tan becomes negative. And this negative also has a -1 waiting outside. So then it becomes tan 45, which is equal to 1. And that's what our friend had actually initially pressed the calculator and said tan minus 135 is equal to 1. There should be shiftable boards. Every time you write on that side and bend, na, this side of the waist starts cramping up. एक ही जगह झुक झुक के आप काम करते हो ना. Oh, you can't move it. It's fixed on the wall. I don't have the trolley that he just tag it all around the house. Oh, yeah, entire board. But for that, I have to be also left-handed, so write like this. So the best is buy a bottle of IRX and rub it at night and sleep. All for the cause of these children who actually put my pictures on boxing pillows. Compass. And Nidhi has one step ahead. She has dartboards. Bullseye right on his forehead. No, sir. So, anyone more? Sine of minus 60 एक कर ले, एक cos का कर लेते हैं. Cos of, एक cos का कितना है एक? Cos का. We'll do problem number 17. Problem 17 कर लिया क्या? Cos of कितना है minus? Cos of minus 30. Now be very careful. Cos बहुत शैतान है. Cos of minus 30 is equal to cos 30. I think by now you know how to solve it. Children, my request would be don't leave a single problem from 10.11 and 2. मुझे बहुत दुख होगा. मैंने बड़े दिल से आपको पढ़ाया है ये दो चैप्टर. And I really enjoyed teaching you. Because I believe if your concept is clear in trigonometry, everything is clear. Kirtan, do you feel confident now to solve? Ashmita, confidence आया? थोड़े और problem करेंगे तो और आना शुरू हो जाएगा. So end of the day, when you solve these problems, all you need to know is get any problem, look in a Srinika देख ले एक बार, कोई भी problem है तो बोलो, मैं करके देता हूँ. Look into the problem, look into the function, try to see which quadrant you will lie. That's solve this. Tan 240 कर पाएगा the last problem? Tan 240. Tan of 240. We don't know how to solve it. We can write it as tan 270 minus 30. But 270 may be very careful, huh? You're handling the Bahubali line. So this becomes cot and this is 30. However, remember that you have now landed on third quadrant, and on third quadrant tan is positive. This is tan, so this is positive. Cot 30. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3, so cot 30 should be equal to root 3. Defense, rest his case. Cross-examination, please, and your call. Can I close the recording if there's nothing else?
Sir?
Yes, sir. I have not yet closed.
Yeah.
Can I close the recording, or do you have some? Or oh yes. Okay.